Hello, I am Stephanie Joy, the attorney at All Things Social Security and Joy Disability Law. Your video is about to start. I just wanted to remind you that if you click the join button below, you can learn more about the memberships offered at a very affordable price that can give you a little more direct attorney answers to your questions. Have a great day and enjoy the video. Happy Sunday. It is a lovely Labor Day weekend. All right, let's do this Social Security roundup for the week of Monday, the 26th of August, 2024. And we went through Saturday, the 31st. So let's see what's going on here. Because my mind is like a sieve. I don't always know which ones go out when. So let's see. All right, so on Monday, I think it was Monday, August 26th, right? Oh, yeah, we were talking about the SSA came out and addressed the data breach that occurred with the company, not the SSA, with this other company that held billions of data of us. I believe it was the US, Canada, and the UK is what was mentioned. But anyway, it's the SSA putting out a statement. We'd already reported on the actual public media coming out with it in the middle of August. They came out with it even though it had happened in April. So here's the SSA's take on that. And they probably give a little bit of guidance if I recall. All right, so that was Monday. Oh, accidentally, a second one came out on Monday. This annoys me when this happens. It's a complete faux pas human error because two things were able to be popped out on the 26th. But anyway, my apologies. They both happen to be really, I don't know, I guess well taken. This is about a greater understanding of how to do the work history report. It was part 2 of what will probably be 3 parts. Part 1 already came out, and that controls the first page of the report. This controls the first page of each of the job pages. Each job gets 2 pages. We discussed page 1. Next time we'll discuss page 2 of that report. Remember, this is the new work history report. Came out in, I want to say it was June. It might have been July because it actually reflects things kind of part and parcel with the change to the 5-year work look back versus the 15 prior year look back when it comes to determining what's past relevant work and which past relevant work can be held against you, so to speak, as if you could still do it. Okay, so that was that. We go into page 1 of the 2 pages you're going to be doing for each job you had in the past 5 years. Okay, August 27th, that must have been Tuesday. Oh yeah, we're talking about, it's just more of a definitional thing so you know the difference. When we talk about limitations, there are exertional limitations and there are non-exertional limitations, and you really do need to know about all of them, and you need to know which ones affect your RFC and how they do so, and what that might do to affect your ability to prevail. All righty. Moving on, the 28th was, so that must have been Wednesday. It was about whether an SSDI beneficiary can or should switch to spousal retirement when the other spouse starts to collect. This is really kind of a math thing, but we kind of go into what numbers you're going to want to look at to see if that's a savvy financial decision to make in retirement or not. And of course, every case is different. August 29th, that must have been Thursday. This was, yeah, just a tip about filing, you know, when you might be filing for Social Security Disability or SSI too soon. And by doing so, you're inviting a denial. You're definitely given the fodder for a very easy denial sometimes. And this explains a little bit when that might be. Okay, Friday, the fraud law review, of course. This was, God, we've had 3 prior ones on this very multifaceted crime with various people. various perps, I should say, and this one concerns Mama Perp. She finally gets her just desserts, and we go into that, and I thank the Office of Inspector General for sharing these with us, and that's how I get them to you guys. Okay, August 31st was Saturday. All right, we go into question number 14 on the function report. So if you're, a person that's working on your function report, will be working on a function report, I'd say this is anybody before they file or in initial or certainly in recon, because now we know even if you did one in initial, you're probably gonna have to do another one in recon. And sometimes you're gonna have to do two at a particular level, because if your case has been dragged out for a year because they didn't have an adjudicator to work on it, you will find that they might be asking for another function report, which is appropriate, I think, because your condition, your activities may have vastly changed in all that time. You may be far more limited than you were. Maybe you were driving before. Maybe now you can't. Maybe now you only do it once every 2 months when you're desperately in need of milk down the street. Maybe not at all. Maybe you have new impairments that are limiting you. I mean, it could be a worsening of some, or it could be more that are limiting you. So this is really important. And the one about 14, this particular one was about the question of how you answer if you are doing laundry. That's not actually the question per se, but that is oftentimes a response. And there are better ways to provide that information than other ways. I'm always saying that there's multiple ways to skin the cat when you answer a question accurately and honestly. There are helpful ways and there are unhelpful ways. So we go into that. I'm all about that with the function report. All righty, so there we go. That was the week of, what did I say, 26th to 31st. Guys, I hope you're having a great weekend. It's a holiday weekend, Labor Day. I hope those of you who work are enjoying it. Those of you who are not are thankful to those who are. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Any juicy ideas for a video that you want me to put on the list? So when something isn't coming up in the middle of a day to share with you guys, I can certainly put it on the list to get it out there. It'll just take a little bit longer, but a lot of people are doing that. So I thank them. You guys have a great week. I'll talk to you later. Bye. So you just listened to the week's roundup of all 7 days right behind us and what those video tips were. Are you concerned if you didn't necessarily catch the ones from the week prior to that? Don't worry, we're going to attach it right here. Have a great week, guys. Bye. Happy Sunday. I hope you all had a great weekend. Yeah, that is a little tiring. But anyway, okay, so we're going to do the Sunday Social Security roundup for the week of, it looks like the 18th. Time is flying, of course, to the 24th. All right, through yesterday. So I have, I can just find my spot here. Okay, so Monday the 19th, actually. So 18th was Sunday. Monday the 19th, we had a little ditty about SSI and trusts, which would be used for inheritance gifts, trying to leave something to a loved one on SSI and how you can best protect that and keep those SSI benefits. It's not truly very simple, but it goes into special needs trust, and then you have to move forward on that with an expert in that area. That's a very niche-y type of estate planning. Very, very important for SSI folks. Okay, so Tuesday, oh yeah, this was a little share about when you're going for state benefits, right? That's not federal, but they want to make sure that you have filed for Social Security. And if you get denied, in this particular instance, we are appealing, but the state agency said, prove you've appealed now, or we're going to cancel your claim on their side, on the state level, unrelated. And I get that they want you to pursue your other benefits because then they don't have to give out as much welfare to you. It totally makes sense if you have other wherewithal. However, the federal deadline to appeal is 60 days so that people can really get themselves organized, make sure that's what they want to do, get all their information together, maybe jump on a few more doctor appointments, whatever. There's 60 days. There's a reason for that notice period. So this was a bit of an event by me when the state agency in a particular gentleman's case told him that if he didn't have it filed in like 3 days, they were going to cut him off. So I was a little livid about that because that is so not the right thing to do. He has his federal rights and you, the state, are trying to interrupt that. We did end up hustling and getting that out a little quicker than I would have preferred. And we can fix the things that we're missing later. But that's just not good practice, and it's unethical. And I was really shocked that the state did this. I forget which state it was. Okay, so the next day, the 21st, that would be Wednesday. It's a description about the fee petition, which is the alternative to the contingent fee agreement most people are familiar with when it comes to hiring a lawyer or a non-attorney rep for your disability claim, the medical portion. And the pros and cons of a fee petition, basically, and how you will be stuck with it if you terminate your representative, because then they're going to seek to get paid for what they did via a fee petition. So learn a little bit about that. That's something you plan on doing. There are a few other instances when a fee petition is mandatory in order for the SSA to determine what fee they're going to choose to approve. But the one with when you're terminating the relationship is the one that we kind of drive home the most here. The 22nd. Thursday. Oh yeah, so this was about how there was a big data breach at a company where billions of records, including our social security numbers, escaped and got into bad hands, supposedly on the dark web, and they're being sold and they're being given away to every shyster out there. It happened in April. I was a little surprised that it took this long for it to really get out there in mainstream media, which it looked like it did around August 15th. So we just do a little blur about that, about what it was about and which company screwed up. It was not the SSA, I should add. The 23rd, Friday. Oh yeah, fraud law review. This is about a Tennessee chica who spent a good decade impostering a victim, not only collecting SSD on that victim's account, but also getting Medicare as if she were that victim. Interesting, it came to light when that victim actually decides to file for her own benefits one day when she's retiring or whatever, only to find out that someone's been collecting on her. I mean, it's appalling, 10 years that could happen, and the SSA didn't catch it. But eventually they did, obviously. That was a Tennessee non-lovely lady. Saturday, 24th. This was there had been questions about what the new past relevant work period that went from 15 years to 5 years. The 5 years previous to what? Is it the day you apply, and is that always going to be the period they're looking at on that application? Or does it move? Does it change? We go into that. Super important. And I think you'll like the answer. All right, so that looks like that was it for that week, guys. I hope you all had a good week. I hope you have an even better week coming up. Stay cool, stay warm, stay dry, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next week. Bye.